I look at a man that's got leadership. And in this room, for a kickoff campaign, just about 100 people in this room, with the leadership, he can take a host of people to Annapolis. And when he's got a voice and he's down there talking, he's got constituents in his heart that we wish that red green vote. It's not just for him, it's for the leadership that he's going to produce on the state. But the other thing that I look at in a man such as Fitz is integrity. When I see his integrity, everybody in this room could tell a story about him. And everybody that got a story that I've shared, his integrity is up here. Class gentleman, class act. I'm excited to tell you that this man will make a great statesman, not an elected official, a statesman. And ladies and gentlemen, it's going to be an honor for me to see several of these young people in this next legislation. Amen. I'm excited for what's taking place. But I need to share one more thing. And this is where I need to talk straight to your heart. You might have given a check tonight for $50 or whatever. By the time he pays the bills, got 12 out. I need you to do something for me and for Fitz. Before you leave tonight, I want you to write a check. And I want you to write a check so it hurts you. Because when it hurts you, it's going to make him feel good. But I say this, and I've said this for years. This is not a job as a legislator. It's a calling. It's a calling from God, Pastor. It's a calling because we have moral character, moral values in our hearts and our lives. And as I look at this tonight, we need our conservative folks to write a check, make it happen, because it's invested, as they say in the Bible, it's invested in fertile soil, because we plant the seed and let God do the harvest. Amen. Ladies and gentlemen, it's a treat for me to say, my friend, come on. When I met him at the GOP convention, the first thing I said when he said he's going to run, I said, I'll help you win. I'll help you win. Did I not say that? I said, when you have a fundraiser, I'll be there. Did I show up? I showed up.
Wow. This is unreal. I mean, this is truly a dream come true. I didn't really expect to have this much support. I know there's a lot of people in my community that love what I'm doing, but I mean, this does not seem real at all. So I want to say thank you guys so much. And before I go into my speech about why I want to run for office and two things that I'm doing, I will be remiss if I do thank a few people here in this audience that played a very important vital role in me getting here today. So first and foremost, I have to thank my really good friend over there, Reardon Sullivan. I really appreciate it. I remember a funny story. I told her in the beginning of last year, I said, I want to become on the Montgomery County Republican Central Committee. He said, well, Fitz, you can, but make sure you're prepared to work. And he's coming straight to work, and he's the reason why I did get on as many doors as I possibly can. I also want to say thank you so much to my friend Dennis Tone. I really appreciate you. Thank you so much, Dennis, for everything. I also want to say thank you to my great friend, Vicky Bergen. I really appreciate you for all the good things you do. I also want to say thank you to my Howard County friend, Beth Lawson. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. God bless you. I really appreciate you. And my uncle, so I call him my Uncle Bernie. Thank you so much. And I want to say thank you to my friend John Meyer. Thank you so much.
Yes.
Thank you to my good friend Charlie. Thank you, Dominic Warren. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for coming. And if I forgot you, please tap me on the shoulder and hit me on the side of the head. It's permanent next time. But guys, my story starts at the age of 5. I remember I was in the backyard with my aunts, and we were playing football. And at the time, unfortunately, I still wasn't able to speak. And my mom thought I had nonverbal autism. She said, "What's going on? He's not speaking, he's not talking." And my mom was just speaking forever to throw me the football. And I said, "Hey, pass the ball, you crazy dog." And she just burst out laughing. She was happy because that was my first time speaking. And I wanted to tell you guys a story to let you know how much the game of football really molded me and important to me from very early age. So I actually moved to Olney, Maryland at the age of 7, where I attended Greenwood Elementary School, and then I went to Rosa Parks Middle School, and I was able to play for the St. Peter's Panthers there. And I came to Sherwood High School and was a 3-year varsity letterman on the football team with my best friends over there in the back, Richard Fitzgerald and J.C. Carrington. So thank you guys so much for coming. And honestly, I thought we were the 3 best football players in Montgomery County. You didn't tell me otherwise. But we worked very well. And so I went down south. I went to the University of Alabama, Birmingham, where I started over 35 games, won all conference honors, and won the first conference championship ever in school history after our program got shut down. But I realized that football wasn't my end-all and my be-all. And I really had a new love for community service, government affairs, and being as present as I possibly can in the hometown that I grew up in. But before doing so, I wanted to make sure that I was educated enough to make sure that I can articulate a clear and comprehensive message to the people in my community and how I can serve them. So I went to Washington, St. Louis to earn my master's in law in just 1 year, which is a fantastic opportunity. I learned about constitutional law, political science, all those cool things. And I eventually ran for school board, and I was lucky enough, as I said earlier, to be elected as a Montgomery County taxpayers meeting as secretary and also an at-large member of the Montgomery County Republican Central Committee. I also started an organization called Restore Maryland to focus on registering new voters into the Republican coalition and also reaching out to those inactive voters who haven't participated in the last couple elections or so. And during this time is when I realized how radical and left-wing the state of Maryland is, unfortunately. You guys in this room know more than anyone else that we once upon a time enjoyed a $5 billion surplus under Governor Hogan. Now, unfortunately, we have a $1.5 billion deficit after a $3.5 billion deficit the year before, which led to $1.6 billion in new taxes, which is completely insane, and that's due to reckless spending, waste, fraud, abuse in state government. You also see instances, unfortunately, where people in Howard County have sat in actually blackouts for over 48 hours due to the fact that you don't have enough supply to meet the demand on our PJM grid. We're also, unfortunately, the highest we have the highest energy rates in the state of, not the state, in the country, I apologize for that. But you guys understand how bad it is, especially when it comes to our energy costs here in the state of Maryland. Another issue that really personally is juvenile recidivism that's completely out of control. You guys all heard the story of Emmett Cynthia, who killed 2 other juveniles while having an ankle monitor, unfortunately. That's because the state government with the Department of Juvenile Services, they don't believe in actually detaining repeat offenders. But even though the president right now seems bleak and grim, I'm letting you guys know right now the future is great.
Yes. Yes.
Thank you. And there's a few things that I'd like to do to create a strong future for all, not only to the residents of District 98, but all of Maryland. First and foremost, guys, I want to see comprehensive tax relief for middle-class families in the state of Maryland. And that's just not a talking point. We're talking about reducing the 2 new individual income tax brackets. We're talking about getting rid of the vehicle emissions inspection program. We're also talking about cutting car registration fees by 50%. We're also talking about getting rid of the surcharge on capital gains at 2%. And we're also looking at reducing gas taxes in the state of Maryland, which unfortunately we're seventh right now with the highest gas taxes and 46th in tax competitiveness in the country. Another thing to fix our energy problems here in Maryland is that we need to streamline regulations with the Department of Environment and the Public Service Commission. We also need to provide financial incentives to energy generation companies to come here in Maryland, create more energy, and actually power our energy grid with comprehensive and practical solutions here in Maryland. Another thing is that we have 4 juvenile facilities here in Maryland, unfortunately, that are closed down. There's one in Noise that's in Upper Montgomery County too also that's completely abandoned and it's not used. We need to repurpose those facilities for vocational learning centers too also and continue that. We have to repurpose those facilities and actually demand consequences for juveniles that continue to recidivate. And another thing that's another issue that I've actually talked to with many members in Howard County is the unfortunate situation where solar panels are taking over our farmland here in Western Howard County and in Damascus. As a state delegate, I'm going to actually take zoning amendment laws and have state and local governments have control over it, not just the lawmakers in Annapolis. Another thing also is that we need to fund our farmers with fidelity and make sure that they have all the resources they need to continue to feed all the people of Maryland. The Maryland Democratic Party is weaker than ever. Our opponents are extremely weak. When I go door knocking and knocking over 3,000 doors in my district, no one knows who these people are. Why? Because they've neglected you. Yes. They've unfortunately been pushed in by the Democratic establishment in Maryland not to do good governance on your behalf, and I plan on changing that. And folks, we can win this race. And I'm just not saying that it's not empty rhetoric. Trent Kittleman, who is incumbent in 2022 for her race, lost by just 100 votes. Jenny Zhang, my good friend over there in the back, who is the Republican nominee, she's also lost by just 100 votes or so. So folks, it's within distance, it's within reach. But as my good friend Delegate Metzger said earlier, I'm going to be able to do without you guys. I'm asking you guys to please join me in helping me fundraise at least $5,000 tonight. I hope that's not a big ask. I hope it's too low. It's too low? 10,000, 15,000, 25,000. But that's the goal that we have tonight. Because with your generous donations, we are going to be able to purchase mailers, which are the best form of communication. We'll be able to purchase verbal text messages, and we'll be able to do phone banking to actually galvanize the Republican base, win the independent voters, and take a small sliver of the small, disenfranchised, and disaffected voters in the Democratic Party. So I thank you guys so much for coming. I don't want to speak on too long and a little hot here and wouldn't bother you guys and make you guys bored with my long speeches, but I also want to introduce a few people too that I really would love to actually speak and talk to also, because all these great things that I like to implement, I wouldn't be able to do it unilaterally. I would need also common sense legislators to join me on these pieces of legislation to get things done, and also great governor candidates too also. So I want you guys to please sit tight and listen to John Mark, who's running for governor. Thank you so much.
Ladies and gentlemen, as
If you want me to say something afterwards, I got you. Where is he?
With your help, I will be the next governor of Maryland, and I will lead like this in the General Assembly. Look around this room. You've got candidates for 3 separate congressional districts in this room. You have a state delegate on the second day of the General Assembly being open for the 90-day session here. You have candidates for delegates, candidates for state senate here. Why? Because they all believe in that young man back there. And so do I. And obviously you do too, because you're standing here. Fitz is right, and these two gentlemen, him and Rick, are a hard act to follow, quite frankly. The bottom line is they were both right. We will win this election in November. We have great candidates running for office across the state of Maryland. This is the Republicans' time. But it only works, like Rick said, with your support. Tonight, I would like to announce that I am formally endorsing Fitzgerald Mofield. I first met him and was obviously immediately impressed. I mean, he stress test fabric on those shirts and fabrics. A little story. We did the Dundalk 4th of July parade this year together. Fitz walked with me in the Dundalk 4th of July parade. It was about 200 degrees outside, and it was a 4-mile-long parade route,
Yes.
which nobody told us.
It's fun.
Oh yeah, it was fun. So I threw Fitz the biggest T-shirt I had, which was a double XL, and it looked like he was wearing spandex. Nobody on that 4-mile route even looked at me. They were looking at his arms. We had people coming out of the sidewalk to ask him what he does to get looking like that. If he cared about me, he was that impressive. But just as impressive as he is from a physical standpoint, like Rick said, that man has heart. That man has integrity. That man believes that he can make a difference in Annapolis for you. And he will. He has my confidence, clearly has Rick's confidence, he clearly has your confidence. He needs your help too. I thank you for allowing me to take a couple of minutes of your time tonight. I want you all to do whatever you can, because that man needs to be in Annapolis this time next year. Fitz, I look forward to working with you down there in Annapolis, with you, Rick, and the rest of the Republican delegation, that we are going to at least double down there after the November election.
Absolutely.
This is our time, folks. Let's make this happen. Let's make it happen for this man here. Thank you.
I'm sorry, guys. I have one more announcement that I also want to make too. It's with great pleasure to actually announce that we found the running mates for District 9A, and we have an official District 9A team. So I want you guys to warmly welcome our friend Spencer Rhoda.
Hey.
I mean, honestly, I'm fired up. He does have the look, as many people have said. He also has the drive. I haven't seen anybody hustle an election like this since, I mean, his ground game is Obama-esque when he first came out. And he knows, he has the knowledge. He knows the topics, but more than that, he knows the people. He understands what it's going to take to get things done in a super majority going against the other way, in a super minority. And I think we agree on a lot of things. You know, I would expound upon his energy being the biggest issue, which our state Senate leader also was, you know, made a point to stress earlier. The clean green initiatives have sucked out of the tax dollars of Marylanders for too long, and it's time we do something about that. We're going to put it on these Democrats to hold them accountable and perhaps make them reconsider some of the things that have been hurting Marylanders. So I'm excited. I don't think I would have had the courage to do this without somebody like that man in the race. So yes, I will be filing maybe tomorrow.
Spencer.
I'm very excited. So yeah, let's do this thing together.
Yeah. There you go.
And folks, you know, I like to consider myself a team player. I really believe in building a party system from ground up and also supporting great candidates too also. So I want to give the opportunity for my friend Alex Harlan to say a few words to the candidates.
Fitz, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it. But tonight's about you, and I just want to keep this brief. So there's a lot of talk when it comes to campaigning about strategizing and these kinds of metrics and what your cards are going to look like. But I've gone in a couple campaigns before, helped State Senator Chris West win his re-election in 2022, worked on Nick Lee Ambrose's campaign. And what I've learned in that experience is that it doesn't matter how good your mailers are, what the palm cards look like. Nothing beats looking someone in the eye, shaking their hand and saying, I want to represent you. Just by show of hands, how many of you guys follow Fitz on social media?
Did you not supposed to do that?
Exactly. And here's the thing, some of the candidates in District 9A, like Delegate Wu, they barely won last time. Fitz can win.
Yes.
And he's going to put in the effort to actually win. So, again, I don't believe in betting, but I think you guys should all open up your checkbooks and bet on him.
Yep.
And for all the videos that are going out on social media, just remember this. Delegate Wu and the rest of District 9 voted to raise your taxes, your energy, your cost of living. Fitz wouldn't. Thank you.
Now I'd like to have Dominique Martin come up and say a few things. Thank you. I'm really glad to be here. First, giving honor to God. And Fitz, the wonderful man, the man of the hour. We have to win. In November, we have to win red. We have to focus on workforce development. We need to focus on affordability. Something the Democrats like to do, but they haven't actually lived it. So we're gonna kick Westmore out with Joe Myrick.
Yeah, there you go.
Get Fitz, get Alex, get Dominic, get Bernie, and everybody else elected. Thank you.
Get on.
How y'all doing? Do we really need this microphone?
I'm not gonna argue.
Look, last summer, when I was contemplating running for Congress, Brittany and Fitz came to my house, and we sat. Tony was there, and we had a wonderful time, except for the air conditioning went out. Of all the things, we hardly had any guests, and the AC goes out, and it's like 100 degrees outside. But we had a wonderful conversation, and we learned a lot of things. And this guy is just impressive. Everything he does, he wins. So if it's worth anything, I can endorse you too, but you already knew that. I'm behind this guy. So with that said, good luck to you, brother. I'm gonna be right there with you. And let's win red.
Can you please say a few things?
Eat basket. Somebody needs to. Terrible human being.
Hi, everyone. I'll be very brief. Let me just say that one of the things that we're lacking as a nation right now, as far as our leadership, is trust in our government. And certainly in the state alone, look at the betrayal that we've had the Republican Party by the votes that our own Republican Party that we trusted to cause us no harm, to empower us and lift us up. Look what they did. They stabbed us in the back. So I think that people are starting to understand, to look at the candidate. And to me, a winning candidate and a good candidate is someone that truly wants the position. They have it in their heart. It's in their soul. I know as a candidate for me, I can't explain it. People ask me why I'm running, and it's just part of who I am at this point. But my main point is the authenticity and the relatableness that people offer. And Fitz,
Yes.
everybody knows I love Fitz. He was there for me last year when I ran, and I support him 100%. He really is the real deal. He is someone that will never sell out, be bought out, lie about anything. He will be straight up front, and everything he will do will be for the benefit of the greater good of our community. So, love you, Fitz. You're going to win.
And honestly, this is probably going to be one of my favorite speakers tonight.
Okay, I'm Robin Ficker, running for Congress in the 6th District, Western Maryland. Now, I want to ask you a question. I feel diminished by us presidents, but I want you to reassure me. Which of the two of us is the stronger candidate? There's no question about it. Fitzgerald is. I'm running in the 6th District, Western Maryland. I'm running against two billionaires who don't even live in the district. They both are in favor of allowing boys and girls sports. They both were in favor of shutting down the government for 45 days. They both were in favor of voting against the big, beautiful bill. Troon says that he's running because he voted to impeach Trump twice, and he's criticizing Delaney, who said that she would vote to impeach Trump because she is too pro-Trump. So we have two people who, as soon as they get in, are going to vote to impeach Trump. And they both were in favor of allowing non-citizens to vote in Frederick City elections. We're going to watch the purse strings, protect your pocketbook, and vote for the Ficker, Mulfair, Fitzgerald ticket in 2026. Thank you very much.
If there's any other candidates that I missed, please tap me on the shoulder and tell me what I do with this.
I need to share something very important.
Please do.
I said everything good, but I did not say I support you. What I want to say with my mouth, you heard this. I fully endorse my man Fitz.
Thank you for telling me that we talked. I really appreciate your person. Thank you for your person too as well. John, I really appreciate it.
Put that on your brochure.
Really appreciate it. And lastly, I really want to take this opportunity to thank two people here in the back. Not it, but I really have to. Nancy Shee, I really have to tell everyone, please, can everyone give Nancy Shee a round of applause? I wouldn't be running for office if it wasn't for Nancy Shee. She spent hours and hours putting together strategy, helping me with actually getting on the issues, connecting us with a lot of people in Howard County and our community. So I really want to say thank you. And I have to say, Kim Klasick in the back, who's trying to hide. You can't hide him. You can't hide him. And after I say thank you in front of everyone, I would need you to please say a few things too also. Kim Klasick is a rock star. She embodies what you could consider a political rock star. And she gave me an opportunity to come on her show multiple times when there wasn't a real incentive for her. There wasn't anything for her to gain necessarily. But out of the kindness of her heart, she gave me the opportunity to come on radio in Baltimore County, talk about some issues. So, Kim, please, I'd love for you to come up and say a few things. Thank you so much, Kim.
So excited for you. I was coming in, hey, everybody's here. I was coming
me with my checkbook because I'm going to write him a check.
There you go.
I know you're going to win this seat. I know. I can feel it. There's a lot of great candidates running this election cycle. So yes, I made the hour drive with my daughter to make sure that we came down here to support you. Fitz, you are the perfect candidate. You truly are. You know about the issues. And the best part is you know how to balance the budget. And we need that in the state of Maryland. So Fitz, thank you so much. I'm going to find a pen. I'm going to leave this check for you, and I hope everybody does the same. Thank you so much. Thank you for running.
So Brittany, I think Brittany wants to just, we're gonna stop talking for us tonight and get back to the facility. I think Brittany has, then you don't get me in trouble, Brittany. Okay, and Brittany, I'm gonna do this, but you can't get mad at me, okay? Okay. Guys, I have to do this too also, and Brittany's 100% correct. I have to say, thank you so much to my girlfriend, Brittany. My beautiful wife. Brittany got me this whole venue. Brittany has brought our campaign to new heights that's never been before. This is my first time running. I ran for school board in 2023 and 2024. And with Brittany taking over and pretty much campaigning my quarterback, I'm sorry, quarterbacking my campaign. Quarterbacking my campaign, we are organized in so many different ways in terms of operations, our outreach, getting all of you guys together. She sent 5,000 emails, almost manually by herself. She coordinated with the owner, Greg, that owns his restaurant too, also got us a really nice price. And all the Brady has been with me every step of the way. I remember when we had our times where we thought maybe we may or not do this. Brady like, stop whining. Stop whining. Pick yourself up. Brady, pick yourself up, act like a man, stand upright, and go out there and knock on some doors. I remember on Monday, it was 39 degrees. I don't know. I'm not trying to get it's cold out there. So I bought you a hat, you have a scarf, you have hand warmers, no excuse. Get your butt out there and go do it. Brandon, I love you. I really do. And I hope to spend the rest of my life with you. Thank you so much.
All right, I promise I'm almost done speechifying, but in the back is one of our good friends who tried to sneak in, Chris Burnett. He's our canvassing buddy, and we occasionally steal his good ideas or borrow his ideas. Chris, please come up and say a few words.
I was not prepared to speak today. I really thought I was going to sneak in, hang out in the back, and that would be enough. I don't have quite the quarterback that you have, but I did bring my best volunteer. So my name is Chris Burnett. I'm running for Congressional District 6. And I've gotten to know Fitz very well. He might be the hardest working person I've ever met. And I say that after 22 years in the Marine Corps. So when I started to think about running for CD6, I got a chance to meet him. And immediately, of course, he said, we got to go do some door knocking. I had no idea how much door knocking he was going to do and how good he is at it. So I had to try to keep up with him. But it was a great experience because I got to know him in a way that you very rarely get a chance to know friends and colleagues in this business. And I've always been impressed with everything that you've done. Your commitment to Republican and conservative values, your commitment to meeting people where they are, and most importantly, willing to do the work that most people are not willing to do. So I wish you the absolute best of luck. You have my full support. I will give you Laney for photographs anytime. But I will take 1 minute to speak on my campaign. Not only am I trying to mirror his work ethic, but coming off active duty, one of the things you lack is a personal and professional network. I've been moving around my family. I've been moving around my wife and kids for the last 22 years. So when we decided to stay in Maryland, the decision was, how can I contribute to effectuate some level of change? And based on my experience as a lawyer and having been deployed as a Marine, the thought was I would integrate at the congressional or federal level. And after I introduced myself and everybody liked the story and liked meeting Lady, that at some point you have to have some substance. And in part was talking to Fitz about his experience running before and his plans as a delegate. And what I'm pitching right now is the Innovation Corridor. And it's a plan to address data centers, quantum computing, and advanced manufacturing. It's reinventing CD6, starting with the American Legion Bridge, I-270, I-70, and the I-68 corridor. We'll have a chance to lead on this issue, to make Western Maryland an innovation center for the entire United States, create good jobs, and most importantly, we can set the conditions for growth. One of the things you're seeing right now in Maryland, and something you're going to have to combat, is right now we have a real lack of opportunity. Maryland is one of the worst states in the country for opportunity. Sure. I'm looking to reinvent Western Maryland around this idea to allow our kids to stay here and get the education they deserve, and most importantly, have the opportunities they need. All right, I will stop talking. I really appreciate the opportunity to be here. You can see I'm really dressed for the occasion. Easy, or lady, did you get all that? All right, so thank you very much. Have a great night.
All right, now the fun part. We're done with the speeches. We're just going to do a bunch of rapid